back into the action for another day of the week. All right, let's get right into it here. My three best bets of the night. We got two for the court, one for the ice. Let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I like the Boston Celtics plus 3.5 tonight in Miami. So the Celtics have been king of the bounce back. They are 10-1 after their last 11 losses. That dates all the way back to late January. They've been fantastic in this spot in the playoffs. 3-0 after a loss in the playoffs here. Wins of 23, 8, and 13. All, of course, coming in that Bucks series, So I'll play it a little bit safer and take them at the cushion, plus 3.5 points. So the big story from game 1 was that third quarter. Miami outscored Boston by 25 points. But Boston, they won the other 3 quarters in that game, so I think we can expect a little bit more consistency, a little bit more of a complete game from Boston here tonight. They're not going to get outscored by 25 points in one quarter tonight. And one other thing, don't overreact to the injuries. Yeah, Al Horford's likely out. It looks like Marcus Smart will be back in the lineup, but keep in mind, guys, this is accounted for in the spread. So before those guys were announced out in game 1, the spread was at 1.5. Then, of course, it jumps to 3.5. I think it might have been 4 at some spots, actually. But here we are at 3.5 with Marcus Smart, probably the better of the two between him and Horford, back in the lineup here. So I'll take the Celtics plus 3.5. Good number. Look for the bounce back tonight down in Miami. Next up, we're going to stay in this game. My favorite prop of the night. Maybe a sneaky little one here. Bam Adebayo. Adebayo. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it. 15.5 points. Boom. I like the under on this one. So this might be flying under the radar a little bit. He's not exactly filling the stat sheet offensively in the playoffs. He's only topped 15.5 points in 4 of 12 playoff games so far. And 2 of those were versus the Philadelphia 76ers when Joel Embiid wasn't in the lineup. Congratulations on lighting up DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, right. So one thing that has been consistent, aside from the low scoring, has been a very low shot volume for Bam here in the playoffs so far. Just 4 shot attempts in game 1 of this series and 7 games in these playoffs so far where he's had fewer than 10 shot attempts. And this is kind of the norm for him versus Boston. He didn't exactly fill it up against them during the regular season. So including game 1 of this series, he has totals of 10, 17, 12, and 13 versus Boston on this season. Boston, fantastic interior defense. They were second in points allowed in the paint during the regular season. Now, you might point, of course, to Al Horford being out. Yeah, he was out in game 1. Bam only scored 10 points, so I'll take him to go under that 15.5. We will wrap things up on the ice here out in Colorado, where the St. Louis Blues are in town. I'm going to go back to the well on this one. Take under 6.5 goals, coming in at plus money, plus 105. So both of these goalies continue to be lights out in the playoffs so far. Darcy Kemper between the pipes for the Avalanche, a 1.67 goals against average. And the man between the pipes here for the St. Louis Blues, Jordan Binnington, keeping them in a lot of games. Maybe a little bit of a story developing. We see guys break out in the playoffs from time to time. This might be the case for Binnington, a 1.94 goals against average in the playoffs so far. 51 saves in game 1 of this series. And this Avalanche defense, the offense gets all the spotlight, but this defense has been absolutely fantastic, making things easy for Kemper there in net. So in the playoffs so far, only 5 games, but you take a look at some of these numbers. An average of just 2 expected goals and 8.8 high danger chances allowed per game for Colorado. And once again, fantastic value at plus money. Now, I took the under on this one in game 1. It was plus 115. Now it's down to plus 105. I still think there's pretty good value on that one. Sometimes in some of these playoff games, some of these series, you see things tighten up a little bit. So we hope that will be the case tonight in Colorado. There you have it, my 3 best bets of the night. If you're doing some handicapping tonight, head on over to oddshark.com. All the info you need to make winning picks on game day. Good luck with your bets tonight, unless you're a fan of me, god damn it. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo!
Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up